Hey everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, 50 Shades Free gets a happy ending at the box office. We'll talk about that and more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Woo, yeah! Very highbrow comedy here. On the Box Office Breakdown right there at Popcorn Talk. Of course, this is the show where we look back at the box office that was, and then we like to
prognosticate
about the box office that lie ahead. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Amy Cassandra Martinez. You can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ. And I do look a little different. I did not shave my hair here. It's just a side bun. I came from the WGAs. Please check out my Insta stories.
Oh,
Go do that. And when you're done,
oh boy,
you can find me at places where people are found at the Neil Plumley. That's TheNeilPlumley. Frank, that was a very lowbrow joke.
Thank you.
But I liked it.
Thank you very
I
much.
hope everyone else did as well.
I don't know how I feel about it right now.
And of course, the fourth member of our panel, Kari Lane. She is busy heading out in New Orleans.
Nolans.
What do they call it? New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, she might be playing the most dangerous game. I think she was involved in something from a hard target.
She's hunting a man?
Yeah.
There you go.
She is.
Lance Henriksen is offering her a bunch of money to run and try to escape.
Oh my. Invigorating stuff.
But of course, folks, you can always like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're there, why not give it a thumbs up? Or 2 thumbs up? 3 thumbs up? 4 thumbs up? As many as 6 or 8 thumbs up. Go for it. And we're going to pull the chat up, so feel free to hop in there and share your thoughts about anything you've been watching at the theater this past weekend, movies in general, or if you're watching after we stream live, feel free to, I'll do my best, Kari Lane, comment down below. Look at that. Look at that beautiful hand of his. But yeah, we'll jump right into it. Look at this. 50 Shades Free. Made it to the top, guys.
I'm not surprised. I am surprised that you're not double downing on your hop right into it.
Oh,
There you
Because
go.
you said it before. I don't think that you intended it as a joke, but
please. Yeah,
surprised.
right, you did.
Oh, look at that. I'm just coming up with those unintentional puns now.
good
Look
old
at me.
zingers.
Woo!
The
It
old
just
razzle dazzle.
I'm on an autopilot with these. But 50 Shades Free, another from Universal, $38.8 million.
Wow.
Amy, I'm sure you went out and saw this.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. It took me a while to get through the first one, actually. And then I
Like
forgot.
a couple of days or?
A couple months. Because I started it and I was like, what is this crap?
So you watched
And
like
then I
5
tried it
minutes,
again.
and then the next day you'd watch 5 minutes?
And then 5. I kind of forgot that there was a second one until I saw this third one come out. And I was like, well, I'll get to it.
So will you go see the third one now while it's in theaters with your movie pass?
But maybe. I'm not going to say no.
All right. Well, look at
All
that.
right.
That's
A
kinda
strong maybe.
yeah, that kind of
There you go.
decisiveness that
There
we've
you
come
go.
to love
Yes.
from Amy. Coming in at number 2, though, Peter Rabbit from Sony, $25 million, was also the subject of our box office bet.
It was.
My boy Peter.
Neil, how did we do?
Let me tell you.
Break it on down for us.
Peter Rabbit went ahead and exceeded everyone's expectations.
For sure.
Did 25. We have at our box office winner, who's absent today, Kari Lane, bet what we all thought was going to be way too high. She bet 18.5. Turns out that was even too low for this bouncing. I can't think of something else. Bouncing movie film of cinematic experience that has treated audiences
spring in its
around the
step.
United States.
Oh, that was good.
In second place, we had Frank Moran with 17 million. Tied for third is Amy and I, both at 15 million.
That's right.
And we would have been the losers, Amy.
But
we would have been
weren't.
the losers, but we've been saved. We've been saved by our boy in the booth, Mr. Tony Be Dead. Tony bet 13.5 million. Tony,
Yay!
how do you feel, Tony?
I feel like a straight up loser.
Oh no!
You
Don't feel like that.
are.
Oh come on.
No, it's great. I mean, I need an excuse to watch this film.
That's okay.
This great film. It's quite the. I heard it's quite the art house film. So.
So as you're sitting there and alone in a theater filled with kids, and maybe some parents, you won't feel like the oddball. Like, no, I have to see this, guys.
It's my job.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll feel fine. I mean, I'm only a 24-year-old in a theater surrounded by kids and parents.
Well, that's why you get a matinee on like a Tuesday.
I'm actually thinking of just like picking up a random kid and just taking him to the movie. And yeah, there's a
Do you guys
service.
have any?
Can rent a kid nowadays.
Rent a kid. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard of that, right?
They have
It's
an
like-
app.
Right.
They've partnered with Uber. Sometimes they'll even bring the kid to you.
Okay. Well, this is.
It's like a babysitting thing.
Yeah, got it. All right.
I'm glad Amy's laughing.
It's a gravy.
Well, Anthony, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're very excited for you to see this film and look forward to hearing your thoughts about it.
Yeah, I want a 5-page movie review.
I don't want that.
I'll give you 10.
I want like a paragraph.
It'd be great for you to come out and actually just come in studio and act out some of your favorite scenes in appropriate different costumes from the different characters.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we can set that up with our budget.
Well, all it takes is just some rabbit ears, and your best Rose Byrne outfit, and you're
Oh,
hot to trot.
I'm
Rose
sure you
Byrne
guys
outfit.
have plenty of those.
Yeah.
What was that, like cardigans and
Yep. And sensible pants.
I think it's
I have
there
a
you go.
cardigan right here, actually.
Oh,
and sensible and
set.
sensible pants
Yeah.
and some
Sensible
colorful
pants.
flats. That'll do it.
I like it. I like it.
I have flats on right now.
Oh, Amy.
Are you Rose Byrne?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait a
In
minute.
disguise, coming in.
That's very Rose Byrne-esque hairstyle you have as well too.
Actually, I'm not gonna argue with
You
that.
are Rose burning it down right now.
Mm.
I did want to add and say happy late birthday, Sky Patterson.
Oh, happy birthday, Sky.
Would you like to sing? Because it felt like you were about to break.
No.
Come at number 3, the 1517 to Paris, the latest Clint Eastwood joint from Warner Brothers, $12.6 million.
12.6, you said.
Yes,
That's a bummer.
that is. I've heard that. It's not. It doesn't execute it as well as people would hope it would. So, yes, yeah. Rose Byrne has a question.
Oh, yes, Rose.
Thank you. I went to the red carpet for that. Did I tell you
Great.
guys?
And so number 4, we've got.
Because it was on a Monday.
It's a Monday.
And she doesn't
And
like
it
to
was
tell us things
pretty-
that happen on Mondays.
I'm pretty sure it was this last. Yeah, it was this last Monday. It was a great carpet. It
Cool.
was fantastic.
But before we go any further,
15-17.
what makes a great carpet to you?
Like shampooed
or-
and vacuum.
Yeah, really pretty, fuzzy.
Good. Yeah, that's what I look for as well.
Yeah.
No, seriously, but how was it?
Very nicely organized, and everyone was great. I was really hoping to get Jenna Fisher. Huge fan. But I saw her, and then it was just like a giant swarm of people, and it was like, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, hi, look, there's Clint Eastwood. And then there he went, and then I lost Jenna. But it's okay, because, I saw Clint Eastwood and then Arnold Schwarzenegger as well.
Oh.
The three main guys of the film, of course, they're the ones that, in real life, they
Yes.
were doing that. They were great. Very nice on camera. And off camera. I don't know why I said on camera.
Oh, yeah. Off camera, they were miserable sons of bitches.
They were like, guys, let's wrap it up. No, they were fantastic. Very sweet and thankful. And then the younger kids as well.
Oh,
I
nice.
interviewed all 3 of them.
And are you doing your own wrangling whilst you're there?
What do you
In terms of you're actively saying, hey, PR people, bring those celebs to me? Or do you have somebody kind of acting as your broker?
My person. I do it.
Oh, look at
I
you.
do it
Wow.
myself. But
And you
you
couldn't get
just-
Clint.
the person that I went with Rick Hong. We do Netflix news together. He got Clint. So I got it on video. I just
Wow.
like threw up the camera. I was like, let's do it. So it was great. It was super fast because, it's Clint Eastwood. And
He didn't stop walking as he was answering those questions. That was it.
he was still walking. Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, I haven't seen it yet. This has been a rather busy weekend, but I'm hoping to see it because the guys were so sweet and everyone was so nice. And
That's great.
It was a great experience.
One of my favorite things about Clint Eastwood is a story that Tom Hanks was saying on his press tour for Sully. Have you ever heard the story?
No.
He was saying that he treats actors like horses, and by that he means that when he was doing this movie way back when he was acting, they had the big thing where like we're rolling, and speed and sound, and we're rolling, action, and then the horses would all get spooked. The horses that they were on, they'd all get spooked, and they weren't able to get it right. So then, it's Clint Eastwood said that he took that experience, and he's like, well, why make a big fuss about it? It's action. Who cares? And so Tom Hanks was saying rather on the set of Sully, he would just sort of do this, and his crew would be like, okay, everyone roll, okay. And then he'd like, just wait a second, give everyone time to speed up, and he'd be like, okay, go ahead. And that's how he says action. And then when he's done with the scene, he's like, okay, that's enough of that. Moving on. And like in that voice, and Hank says that he actually says, well, that's enough of that at the end to cut instead of cut, like every time. Like that's his phrase that he uses. And I just think that's fantastic.
That's it. Oh, man. Oh, well, that's enough of that.
Enough of that.
That's quite enough of that. Thank you.
And coming in number 4, the film that just will not crushing at the box office, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle from Sony, another $9.8 million.
Boy, oh boy.
Look at that. $365.6 million domestically. So look at that thing. Look at that. Just a house on fire.
Well, joined with its pair in longevity is number 5.
That's true. The Greatest Showman from Fox, another 6.4. Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Broke another obscure record this weekend. Longest time without having a larger drop than 19%, I think, for any theatrically released movie.
I like those nice obscure.
It's broken like 4 or 5 very obscure records, and I keep seeing like it pop up on Twitter. It's like, this is the highest grossing musical that has been in theaters for longer than so many days in the month of December.
The only film that has had percentage drops in even numbers.
Yeah.
Ah, great. Okay.
The best musically based film released in more than 3,000 screens in the month of January.
Yeah. The most successful musical starring a man named Hugh. Okay.
Yes, that's number 1 on the list.
That's right. There you go.
Wow,
Look at that.
what an honor.
Did anybody else see any of the films outside of our top 5?
No, I've had a terrible week.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
Not like isn't like events, just terrible as in I haven't been able to do much other than, life things. I haven't had any like fun time.
Well, Amy wanted to make sure that she talked to you about the couple films that she had seen. She was adamant about this.
Yeah, I remember one, and I feel like I've seen another one, but I don't remember.
Well,
but the one I do remember is Mudbound.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, so easily accessible for you guys. It's very, very intense, but the cinematography is gorgeous, and everyone, did a really good job. Yeah, the music was very nice as well. I think I talked to you guys last time about Call Me By Your Name, and the song that's nominated for Call Me By Your Name wasn't like as vivid in my mind, I guess. But Mudbound, it ends with that song. So I was kind of waiting for it the entire time, and it wasn't happening until the credits started rolling. So I was like, oh, that's when it happens. Yeah. Dee Reese, I was able to speak with her. She's super nice and very poised, elegant, eloquent, everything. So I'm excited for the Oscar season for sure.
Very nice.
Oscars themselves. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I guess that's a nice little segue to announce that on Oscar evening, that's right, Box Office Breakdown, we'll be covering the ins and outs of that award show, talking about all the winners and losers that evening. And maybe like a quick update of the weekend's box office. But the main focus for that evening will be about the Oscars. Ooh, but we'll still get our time in for a last minute like box office bet.
When are the Oscars?
March 4th.
That's right.
March 4th. I was asking for a friend of mine who might not know, but is tuning in.
Well,
That's
thank
for you.
goodness. That's right.
That's for you, Greg.
Hey, Neil, when are the Oscars on? I'm not going to tell you now. Watch my show, and all will be revealed. I like the way
All will be
there you
revealed.
go. I like that.
There you
I'm
go.
real life clickbait.
Yeah, spreading over to international waters there. Our numbers there are coming in slightly lower than the Saturday projection of the 100 million through Sunday. 50 Shades Free still roped in an estimated $98.1 million in its international box office bow. It's ahead of the pre-weekend estimates, which had the threequel straddling about $80 to $90 million. And coupled with the domestic, the debut global frame is $136.9 million.
Not bad.
Yeah. Let's see. Out of the 57 offshore launch markets, it's number one in 54. That's compared to 51 out of 57 on the last one. So all tied up, the three-movie franchise crossed $1 billion worldwide on Friday for a $108.5 billion through Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. And as noted, there's a sexy milestone of its own, given the low production cost of the trio picks and the lack of some key markets in the mix. So still did well. Yeah, and there we go. And other milestones this weekend. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, has become Sony's third biggest worldwide release ever, with $881.8 million to pass both Spectre and Spider-Man Homecoming. Damn it.
Wow.
Come on. And it still hasn't released in Japan, so that should add some money to it as well. Could be a $1 billion.
Could be. And that was a remarkably, well, at least for what it was a remarkably cheap movie to make.
Yeah,
I think it was like $90 million budget.
And they've already started talking talking about with the writers about the next sequel. So
That's a lot of return.
Yeah, we'll see how soon that was. But then also The Rock was out there announcing another one with the director for a Skyscraper as well. So they just got Universal Legendary after a intense bidding war. Got the rights for this one. So they're going to be working on this original idea as well. So when we will see a sequel for Jumanji,
more original than Skyscraper.
Oh yes. This is another super original script. So
That's what we all
there
want.
you go.
Original.
Well, Dwayne Johnson says, it's a character where you learn you can't judge a book by its cover. That's what you're going to learn about this character in this film.
Ferdinand too.
That's right. Yes. So, he's got this film. Of course, we know in May, we've talked about this last week too. That's when Jungle Cruise starts shooting. But then he's still got he's got this film. He's also got whenever this Jason Statham, Dwayne Johnson, Fast and Furious kind of side venture happens. So, and then if Jumanji 2 happens and he's in it, who knows? Could be a while before we see Jumanji 2.
He's rocking and rolling.
Very, that's good work.
Thank you.
That's solid work.
And lastly, after crossing $700 million worldwide last week, Coco has got another has pitched across the $500 million mark internationally with Japan. Also, it still hasn't even really been released there. So the Oscar nominee is now the number 14 animated film of all time, overseas, passing Inside Out and The Secret Life of Pets. So there you go.
Well.
Speaking of animated, I just remembered the other movie I saw.
Great.
There we go. The Breadwinner.
Oh, how is that?
It's good. Yeah, it's a little different than I thought it was going to be more for kids. It's not really one that you would take your little kid to see because there's blood.
I have a question. Once you're done, sorry.
But the blood is gonna sound okay. What I'm gonna say is about to sound really weird.
Okay.
The blood looks so cool.
It's so weird.
I know, but it's so gorgeously animated. I'm like, dang, that looks like real blood. And it's just colorful, but also juxtaposed next to things that aren't so colorful. It's just, I love it.
Is it like sad? Like, is it like a sad movie?
I mean, it's hopeful. It's hopeful.
When that blood sprays, you're
So
like...
not like Grave of the Fireflies.
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's a very sad movie.
Okay, no, it's not sad. It's hopeful.
Is it kind of like Persepolis, in a sense, where it's like it's animated, but it's very like adult themed? Well, that wasn't my question. Either way, how'd you see it? I've been wanting to see this movie.
I'll tell you after.
Oh!
No, but
Dun dun.
I did want to say also there's different kinds of animation in it, so definitely watch it.
Yeah.
If you can.
Cool.
Great. Well, we may or may not see Amy here on the show next week.
Stop.
We'll see.
I've got people.
Yeah, we could see her in the lockup. She can Skype in from prison. So, folks, of course, we had Peter Rabbit, the subject of last week's box office bet. But you know what? We don't stop those box office bets.
Nope.
We double down.
Wait, we don't?
No,
We don't stop them?
No, we never
Never.
stop, never stopping. So we've got two films in contention for your box office bet this upcoming week.
What are they?
We've got Black Panther
I think I've heard of it.
Yep,
I've
from
heard of
Disney and Marvel, 3,800 screens. And then we've got Early Man from Lionsgate, 2,400 screens.
I have not heard of Early Man.
It's another Artem animation.
Is that the animation? The same people that make
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit. Yeah.
Chicken Run.
I feel so bad for them.
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're gonna get swamped.
Quite the
They,
week to come out.
I mean, they make good stuff. It's not anything that interests me.
Yeah, no one ever sees it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I gotta admit, everything that I've seen of this just does not look intriguing to me.
There's that one part of the trailer that they say, oh, like this lady, this guy, whatever, they're cutting sliced bread and she says, oh, it's the best thing since ever. That's the only thing where I'm like, nah.
Look at that. I would like to just be with Amy watching that film, and then it's all quiet, and then just that little noise during that scene.
Now I remember it. They're in like
There you go.
they're in the Stone Age, but then there's a colony of man that has entered the Bronze Age,
Yes.
and they're sort of like warring with one another.
It's like culture clash, man.
That's the most interesting thing for me. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, so how are you going to show that? What are they making with bronze?
I just, man, I'd be curious to see how they got this one greenlit. Like, just from the trailers alone, it does not seem that exciting to me. Because I also felt like that's the way about like the Croods. Although the Croods is, it's not great. It's certainly not How I Trained Your Dragon.
love that movie.
Or Lilo and Stitch, who
Aw.
Chris Anders was behind both of those, and the Croods, and I was like, okay, sorry, Chris, I love you, but this was just that film. We're all gonna look at each other for a moment.
And now we gaze.
Now we gaze. Now the time of the box office breakdown where we gaze at each other. Anyway, we have two films vying for your very, very powerful box office bet vote there in the chat room: Black Panther and Early Man. But in the meantime, before we start talking about next week's films or our box office bet, we like to do a little box office rewind of somebody that's gonna be in one of these upcoming
favorite
films.
parts.
So why don't we talk about the star of Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
The man.
What I liked about it is, because I feel like people are jazzed about Black Panther.
Oh,
I have a shirt.
yeah.
Well, then there you go. You know that that
Yeah.
film is important. If Amy Cassandra is going to get a shirt,
She goes
with
out
one
and
of those
gets the
characters.
merch.
Yep. When did you get the shirt?
2-3 weeks ago.
Okay, with a specific intent, like I'm going to wear this. I know when you go to see Black Panther, you will be rocking the shirt.
Yeah, I may wear it for those couple of hours and then wear it again on Marvel TV Weekly, the show I do here, Monday nights at 7.
So I like it that you will go home from whatever you're doing during the day. You will then change into that shirt.
Yeah.
Go to the theater, come home, immediately change out.
Yeah.
Wash it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. The 2 hours. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want it on me any more than that.
Yeah, I want to keep it in pristine condition.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There you go. Yep.
But I mean, people that have got a chance to. There's been quite a few people that we know that have had a chance to get to see it earlier. So man, it is being very well received, and the early box office estimates say that this is going to be a very high performer. So I'm excited to see how high this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do like about Chadwick Boseman is when we do the box office rewind, usually try to do like the top 5 films, maybe some more if there's a different reason for that. But like for Chadwick Boseman, he basically just has 5 films to talk about.
It's great.
Yeah. So
He
look
did
at
it
this.
for us.
But look how far he's come. So the lowest one for him was Marshall, which came out late last year. It only opened up to $3 million. $3 million, or ultimately ended up making just a little over $10 million. Never got a chance to see it, but
Neither did I.
No, but they are
looks good.
nominated for something.
Coming in at number 4, Draft Day, back from 2014, good old Kevin Costner film, $9.7 million. I haven't seen that one either. I heard it's not too bad.
I haven't seen it.
Number 3, Get On Up from Universal from 2014
Get On
as well
Up.
too, $13.5 million. Number 2, 42 from Warner Brothers, 2013, $27.4 million. That wasn't a bad movie.
I really like that movie.
There, and certainly it does not. I feel like accurately portray like the depth and breadth of the hatred and racism that was directed at him. But that scene where there's a scene where he's at the ballpark and there's that one fan just hurling expletives at him.
I think it was actually the Philadelphia Phillies coach.
Yeah, it's
played by Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, that's they're like, and that's just like it captures just such a slight infinitesimal fraction of what he had to endure. But you're just like, that scene is just like, ugh.
Yeah, it was really cringy.
Yes.
And the fact that he felt that also from some of his teammates. I feel like, if I remember correctly, that was quickly curbed. Like, the coach came in and he was like, you knock that off. You stop or you're out of the league or whatever. Really good movie. Yeah. I really liked it.
And then, no surprise, number 1, Captain America Civil War, back from 2016, $179.1 million. You know, what I liked about that film, because as much as I was jazzed about seeing Captain America, and you're all jazzed about, oh, hey, Spider-Man's going to finally get his debut in a Marvel film, I actually really enjoyed what they did with Black Panther. They really established him very quickly in a few key scenes and got you really invested and pumped for this character and excited to see him in his own film.
Yeah, I agree. I also really liked the how it definitely separated our Avengers into the Avengers and then also like the Secret Avengers.
Yes,
which is really cool.
Were you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
Team Cap forever. Yeah.
Oh, Amy's Team Iron Man.
No,
Team Captain.
no, Team Cap.
You know, that's okay. You don't have to say it because we're saying it.
No, Team Cap, yo. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I know.
it's funny because when I was watching the movie, because when I was reading the comic book, I'm like, yeah, okay, definitely Team Cap. You guys are acting crazy. But in the movie, they make a bit more of a reasonable argument. They're like, you have Sokovia, you have New York, all these things are happening. We got to regulate it. And so you're like, well, Cap, I get it, but maybe you should, try and think the other way. And then when he starts to, when they're not in Wakanda, they're in Paris, I think. And he's getting ready to sign these papers, and Tony's like, and don't worry, right when we sign them, we'll get Wanda out, and we'll let her go. And he's like, wait, where's Wanda? It's like, oh, well, she's at the mansion, Vision's watching her. He's like, you see, this is what I'm talking about. You're holding her captive, and he's like, well, yes. And even as a viewer, I was like, okay, yeah, Cap, I get it. You have to punch him in the face. Because that's a very uncool thing to do, and they painted that picture very plainly in the movie.
There's just a lot of how Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans do at the end of the film there, where just that final battle, where Robert Downey Jr. just like, that's my father's shield. You can't take that. Oh, just man, that was some good acting between those two gentlemen.
Oh
right
yeah.
There.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to be watching Black Panther this weekend?
I will never see that movie.
I have tickets for Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
I'll be going Thursday late night.
Oh my gosh, guys, we're on top of it.
That's right. Yeah, that's it for once. Right on top of it. How many of us saw Peter Rabbit? There you go.
I'm sure it's a
say,
fine
Anthony?
movie.
What was that?
You seem like you were going to say something, sir.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm gonna see it.
When? Thursday night?
That remains to be determined, but I just know I'm gonna see it.
TBA.
Let's see what we got up here. Anthony, is it possible to make the chat just a hair bit bigger, please?
Just a hair. Oh.
Ah, fantastic. There we go. Well, we got Sky said Captain America Civil War is nothing like Civil War, which is like 12 issues. The X-Men Brotherhood of Mutants, the Fantastic Four, a lot going on. True. I feel like Captain America Civil War does a better job of distilling the kind of kernel of the idea from the Civil War miniseries and then translating it into a much more excellent film. The original miniseries is kind of like,
It had some really good moments.
It had some good moments, but it was also one of those that, like the majority of Marvel's kind of event series, they are plagued by delays, which kind of diminishes the momentum of the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
And ends up getting like fill-in artists or whatnot, or just like they don't want to give a fill-in artist, so then the delays become by months and months and months, and then they do these fill-ins in between that are just like filler. It's never good. So, there you go. And Sarah Brock says, Frank, I think I'm going to go late Thursday too. All right, so it's like we're going to be watching the movie together. Sarah, I like that.
See, I don't think the question's going to be like, are people going to watch it? It's when they're going to watch it.
And how many times this opening weekend will they
How
like
often?
to watch it?
What is the frequency of how you get to see this movie? I might see it 3 times.
Well, so your
Saturday.
beautiful and lovely wife Alexis has already seen the film.
She has.
You're
She
both
is
going
bursting at the seams, trying to like not tell me things, and we have like a few more days to go.
my gosh.
So you're both going to go see it. So that'll be your second time for her, first time for you.
That's right.
How many times do you think you may see this in the theater?
I think I might see it 3 times if it's as good as we all hope it is. Surely.
All right. This might be the time for me to get a movie pass, so I can just see it for $1.
Well, they just lowered their prices and included Fandor into the subscription service. Not sponsored by MoviePass.
What? So they lowered it? So what is it now?
I think for like the yearly, it used to be like $89 for the year. I think it's a bit lower than that now. I might be wrong, but I know they just lowered the monthly from like $9.99 to like, I think it's not like a significant amount. I think it's like $9.27, but it includes Fandor, which is like a streaming subscription service that they had it also bundled with the Costco deal, which is the one that I received as a gift. And it has like art house films, festival films, stuff like that. So you can look. You can even search by like festivals, Cannes, Southwest.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
all
that's
that
cool.
We do see Ken Jack says if it is good, you'll see Black Panther 3 times this weekend, including President's Day.
Oh, that's right, President's Day.
Yeah.
I guess that will also, affect the numbers for other movies like what was that
Inside,
one?
I'm watching it Friday night with friends and Sunday after church. The perfect post-church retreat.
Perfect. Yes.
Absolutely.
When do you eat breakfast? Before church?
Well, they have donuts there at church, right?
Yeah,
Just
sometimes.
grab some donuts.
Sure.
Okay.
Depends on the church, I guess.
You can always get more food at the movie
If
theater.
your church isn't giving you donuts, then you
that's
gotta
what I
get a
was
church.
thinking.
Church.
You gotta get a donut church.
Yes, that's right.
And you go to donut church,
Yes.
and then you go to church.
On list of priorities, it's less about like, what's the priest like? What's the church situation out? Let me see the donuts. What's the donut table? Yeah.
How many are several tables or
What
That's right, yeah.
flavors?
just the one? Is
Are
there
you-
coffee too?
Are you all glazed? Do you do some twists? Are you doing some crawlers?
Yeah, maple bars.
Yeah. What's your layout like? I gotta know these things. So, any trailers anybody see this weekend that they're jazzed about? A little hot trailer talk.
I mean, not related to movies.
Oh yeah, Deadpool.
Yes, the Deadpool trailer
The
came
Deadpool
out.
2 trailer was good.
We get to finally see a lot of Josh Brolin as Cable in action.
That was great.
Yeah, how do you think the representation? We've seen a lot of stills, but this is the first time we really got to see a lot of him in action.
I mean, he looks like a gravelly voiced Josh Brolin. Squinty, just like, hey,
So
punk.
there you go.
It's almost like he's channeling Clint Eastwood
I want to
back
see
from
more,
like Dirty Harry.
I want to see more Domino. Some,
Yeah, Domino looks
Mm.
tight.
Zazie Beetz, yeah.
With her fucking hair, and she's just like, and she has like a knife taped to her like submachine gun. What
Why
is
not?
that?
You made it
That's
as well.
amazing.
It'll be.
Get it.
It's going to be the summer of Josh Brolin, though. I'm excited about
A
that.
Josh Brolin summer, yeah.
That's right. Because he's doing the voice of Thanos, of course, in the Avengers.
And
And then
the-
just a few weeks
And the
later,
pro cap.
he'll be out.
When's Soldado coming out?
Pardon?
When's Soldado coming out? It's a.
Oh,
Sicario.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is that this year too?
That is this year. That's this summer. It looks intriguing
there
as
you go.
well. Good old Antonio. Oh, not Antonio. Benicio del Toro.
Benito.
Benicio.
Insignificant.
Yay. Emmanuel Garcia brought up, the Venom teaser. He says it looks okay.
I didn't care for
I
it.
agree.
No.
Emmanuel.
looks
Didn't do
okay.
anything.
I didn't.
So there's that. We all
I
have
didn't
the
care for
same-
it because it was. I mean, it seemed like it was just Tom Hardy speaking.
Yeah.
Little bits, little teases of the symbiote. The biggest one was when he was in that weird like horizontally occupied test tube, and some scientist was walking over to it. So I guess they're going to include that. It's that organization that like works with the symbiotes and tries to get them like onto hosts. I forget what it's called, but I guess they're in it. It paints him to look more like he's Eddie Brock, right? No, he's Eddie Brock,
Yeah.
right? It sort of makes him look like he's like a victim. I'd rather, and I've been like the little blurbs I've been seeing, like the new superhero movie trailer, and I'm like, he's not a hero.
I am worried about that film. I mean, I'm already not a huge Venom fan as it is, and I've never gotten into like the comic series or whatnot. So him as the central focus of a film does not get me jazzed. I mean, I'll go see it, but I am not looking forward to it, and I don't think it's going to be that exciting. But
Yeah.
It could be Sony Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Oh boy. Let's hope not.
I mean, without the ensemble, but like a villain-centric superhero movie.
But I feel like this will kind of go. I mean, I think everybody knows how much of a hand Marvel had in this iteration of Spider-Man for Homecoming. That's been well known. But to see Sony kind of go back on their own and say, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna go and explore this franchise on our own." It'll be interesting to see how that one turns out, and maybe if they take any lessons, like we should just collaborate with Marvel all the time from now on. That might be the smarter tactic for us to take.
Yeah.
Because as much as Spider-Man's got a great rogues gallery, but they're not that exciting that I want to see them on their own.
Oh no, definitely not.
I don't want to see a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie. I don't really want to see a Venom standalone film. I mean, I understand Sony's idea. They've got all these characters, so let's try to do something with them. But I don't think so. So
I feel like they work with Spider-Man.
yes,
Well, with the choice of Tom Hardy, it's like, do people run to theaters for him?
I don't know if like Tom Hardy's not something that'll keep me away from a movie. But I mean, like Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, I was like, oh, Tom Hardy's in that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Check that out. But then there was the other one where he was the one of the brothers of Shia LaBeouf. They're kind of like the Moonshiners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. I never went and saw that one. That wasn't enough to suck me in to go see that one in the theater. And there's the one that came out, was it last year? Where we had the twins. It was Tom Hardy played twins.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and
He was in Revenant too, right?
Yep. I didn't.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I guess
I
I'd-
remember Leo.
Yeah, I guess if somebody tells me Tom Hardy's in a film, it's not enough for me to make me go, I have to go see it
Right.
for Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need more to get me excited, and then Tom Hardy's just like an extra bonus.
Yeah. I feel like he's a fantastic actor. But I don't know. Like I kind of feel the same way. Like the roles he chooses, or the roles that he's in, sometimes aren't enough for me to be like, oh, I'll go see it.
Yeah.
So no, not enough for me right now.
I think I told this story. I didn't realize that it was him in Dunkirk until the very end when he took off that mask. I did not realize it was him for the whole entire movie until he took off the mask at the end as he gets out of the airplane. I go, oh, hey, it's Tom Hardy. All right.
Tommy Hards.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So, folks, before we do our box office bet, and feel free to keep chiming away,
Bling, bling, bling.
let's see how many people are voting for Black Panther or Early Man. But in the meantime, though, we'll do a little box office prediction of what we think next week's top 5 will look like. Again, we're adding Early Man on 2,400 screens, an animated film from Lionsgate, as well as Black Panther, a small little indie film from Buena Vista, and a small theater count, 3,800 screens. Guys, I assume we're all thinking that 50 Shades Free is going to still stay number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's going to contest that. No. I think we can all agree that Black Panther is going to be number 1. How much of a number 1 do you think it's going to be? Well, we want to say, since that's the subject.
That's gonna be the bet.
Maybe.
You know.
Who knows? We'll see how this.
Well, earlier I saw that every vote has been for Black Panther.
Well, then I love it. Then I guess we can assume that. So, anybody disagreeing that Black Panther's not number 1?
No.
No.
That's lunacy. We should actually figure out an order for 2 through 6.
That's true. What do you think? 50 Shades, or will that still stay at a solid number 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
Will Early Man make the top 5?
No, I do not think so.
I mean, not with Peter Rabbit there.
Well, it's
Right.
got to be Jumanji, depending on what that has. If everything just drops down one, I think the 15, 17 to Paris could have a bigger drop too.
Oh, yeah.
Look, if Jumanji does another 10% drop weekend, it's sitting at like 8.9 million.
Yeah.
Which is more than 15-17 is going to do next weekend.
Yes. So
I'm still counting Jumanji in my top 5.
yeah.
Greatest
I
Showman.
might put Early Man. I might actually drive a wedge between Jumanji and Greatest Showman with Early Man.
So you put Early Man as number 5 for you?
As number 6.
Okay. So what? 15, 17 still makes it in the top 5 or no? Or Greatest Showman's number
No,
5?
it's 4.
Because we have Black Panther, 50 Shades, Peter Rabbit.
I don't think
Oh.
15-17 is going to do. I don't think it's going to do better than Greatest Showman.
So
No.
Jumanji first.
Here's the whole list. We have this is 2 through 6.
Yeah.
50, Peter Rabbit, and then we'll do Jumanji, Early Man, Great Showman.
Yeah.
Man, so so you're feeling like early man's got to get somewhere between like the 7 or 8 low 8s.
I mean,
It's a narrow gap, but I think Showman's gonna, drop another bit. It's gonna go under 5 or 4.
Man, like with Peter Rabbit out, I feel like if any family was going to kind of program against like Black Panther or 50 Shades, I feel like Peter Rabbit would be the first go-to other than Early Man. Oh.
Early Man would be if you already saw Peter Rabbit and if you really want to go to the movies again.
Ooh,
With
man.
kids.
And for like some diehard fans, because that animator has a lot of like
Art of
really,
Animation is
really big fans.
True, I do love a lot of their stuff. I can have a feeling I will not like this. Ugh. All right, Neil, you are a wise man. Who am I to disagree with your wisdom? Amy, what about you?
Same.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, as Neil was saying, here we go. Before we get into our box office bet, we've got Scott Patterson saying 1, Black Panther, 2, 50 Shades, 3, Peter Rabbit, 4, Jumanji, 5, The 1517 to Paris, and 6, Early Man. Maybe he doesn't know. All right, that's the kind of commitment that we like to see.
Sarah chiming in with Early Man is for diehard WG fans,
All right.
which I agree.
Yeah, and we got Courtney doesn't even have Early Man making the top 5. And yeah, neither does Zayas. So Star Drew, 50 Shades always drops a number by the second week. But yeah, I still think it'll top Peter Rabbit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
think
Peter
so.
Rabbit's going to drop too.
Yeah, but I feel like even if you do like a 50, so you're like, you're looking around 19, but I don't think Peter Rabbit would drop 50. I think it'll drop less than 50.
I don't know. I don't think any of the top 3 this week have some incredible staying power.
Yeah.
Least of which is 1517. But
Yeah.
moving up the list, Peter Rabbit, I don't think it's gonna last very long, and 50 Shades is like sort of like a hit it and quit it.
Yeah, but although, we were surprised by how well Peter Rabbit did this opening weekend, and it doesn't seem like it's been panned critically, so.
No, in fact, people love it,
Yeah,
and critics too.
so,
But I just don't know. I mean, Black Panther's coming out. That's huge.
that is.
That's going to stay forever.
If Peter Rabbit, an animated movie, which normally draws pretty decent crowds for children and whatnot, of course, it's just played to like the lower age group.
Yeah.
But if that movie, it did more than we expected. But if it only did 25 when it opened, going up against Black Panther, I don't think it's going to do much.
I wonder if you see, could you see a world where Peter Rabbit comes in second? If 50 Shades drops enough?
No, I don't think so.
Well, see, Valentine's Day is Wednesday. What would that do to people on the weekend?
That's right, you lovers. Are you going to be seeing your 50 Shades free? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our little predictions, but it's time for our box office bet.
Oh, right.
I think we're doing Black Panther. Seems to be the consensus there. Stardew says $12 million for 50 Shades. Stardew, I will not disagree with that. I could see 50 Shades taking a big hit, but yeah, we'll see. And Stardew says Peter Rabbit could do a 10 or a 14 again. And then Sarah Brock, everyone go see Paddington again. Go do it.
Lovely.
But we got Black Panther, 3,800 screens from Marvel and Disney. Now, just as a point of reference, Thor Ragnarok, that opened up its opening weekend at $122 million. This seems to be tracking to do even better than that. So,
I think pre-sales are at 150.
do you think it'll go that high?
I think it'll go higher.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know just as high when I do my my number.
So,
I'm
of course,
gonna-
as we're making our bet, the box office bet, if you've never seen this before, we're all going to bet on the opening box office total of the film that's been selected, which is in this case Black Panther. The person that's closest gets bragging rights, be the prognosticator or prognosticators, and the loser will have to go see this film and tell us all about it. I feel like, as always, occasionally we do get those box office bets that there are no losers.
All
Everybody's
winners.
excited. Yep, all
Does
winners.
anyone know the number of pre-sale tickets it's sold already?
I can look it up, but I think I mentioned earlier that I think it's around 150.
Got it.
Let me just look it up real quick so we all know.
Real quick, Amy, what is your shirt for Black Panther? Is it just a picture of Black Panther himself? Is it? Is it from a comic book cover?
I don't think so. It's a kid's shirt. It's a boy
Okay.
t-shirt. It's gray. and there's some yellow, and there's some black. And it says Black Panther.
Beautiful description, Amy. Like,
That's, you know.
can't wait. We'll follow Amy Cassandra, MTZ.
There you go.
On social media so you can see what because I'm sure you'll be taking a photo of yourself rocking that.
Yeah.
Of course.
I love going to the movies, and I love wearing shirts specifically for a certain occasion.
Well, all right. Fantastic.
What is on it? That's a good question.
So, I assume, Neil, how you feeling about those early pre-sale numbers?
I couldn't find an exact number.
I'm
But he
worried.
feels-
But I did find a few sources that said that it's tracking to do around 150.
All right. Anthony, are you satisfied with that? Have you cast a vote?
I think I got my number.
All right. So,
Hey!
lay it on us, Anthony. What do you have for Black Panther?
Why do I gotta go first?
Because we don't want we got to keep it honest. We don't want
Yeah,
you
then
changing
I'm
your
going to
numbers.
change it.
Oh, so I'm always going first?
Yes.
Dang.
Because we can't see you, so we have to just trust.
Because for us, we
makes
write it
sense.
on our phones
Yeah.
and then we show each other.
Right. Got it. All right, well, I'll just say it. I'm shooting a little high. I'm going to go with 180 million.
Ooh, all right.
Oh.
Very nice.
Yeah, but I think I can pull it off. There's a lot of hype. Like, people can watch, apart from people buying the pre-sale tickets, they're going to just go and watch it again, So
Mhm.
that doesn't factor into the pre-sale tickets, so we'll see.
Amy Cassandra, what do you have?
There are two options in life. You can go big or you can go home.
That's right. Oh.
And I went really big.
Oh.
And my screen's black. Hold on. 195.
195.
Oh, like
Why
it.
not?
Why not? Why not? Indeed.
Let's
Big
get pumped.
spender.
I would love to be in a world where it does 195. That'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
Maybe I'll be surprised.
I'm sitting here with Tony at 180.
Ooh, I
Nice.
went conservatively. I went 4 million. No,
And Frank lost.
145.
145.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yes.
I think I heard Carrie say 200.
Yep.
So I think I'm
concur.
in the clear.
I heard
It
that
doesn't
as
Well,
well.
I'm
matter to
going to
me.
write that
I
down.
heard that as well. Yep, 200 for Carrie. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. Thanks, as always, for joining us there in the chat. Again, we couldn't do the show without you. Literally, you help dictate the content of the show. Star Drew. All right, thanks for the support. Frank, you lose, man.
What?
All right, thank you. What better way to end the show than a reminder of my loserness, and I appreciate that. But as always, folks, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there. Give it up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And if you're watching after the show stream live, feel free to comment down below. Neil, what is a question you'd love to have them answer in the comment section?
Who is your favorite superhero who's African American, whose superhero name does not have the word black in it?
Ooh,
Comment down below.
Ooh, interesting.
Do you guys have one? It's sort of on the spot question.
There you go. I'll go with the new 3D man from the Kurt Busiek George Perez Avengers run. Why not?
I'm gonna go with Aurora Monroe Storm.
Oh, that's a great call. Yep.
Dang it. Yeah.
Oh, you could go with Vixen. She's pretty cool
Yeah.
as well. Amy,
All of the above.
good going. Good
Comment
going.
down below if you have a favorite.
But if you want to continue the conversation with us after the show's over, Neil, where can they find you?
Well, easily, Frank. You can find me at places where people are found at the Neil Plumley. That's TheNeilPlumley. Amy.
It's like we're playing tag.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Amy Cassandra Martinez. You can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ, and make sure you watch my Insta stories because there's a lot going on this week.
Oh, there you go. And just a little quick box office breakdown here. The 4 of us are getting the opportunity to start participating in the Schmoes down there. You're going to see that. So yes. So the first 2 to enter the arena will be Amy and myself
good.
having a match. It'll be coming out soon on the Schmoes where you see your Schmoes near you. So we'll see how
Nice.
Amy and I do as we're battling another team in the Schmoes. Fingers crossed for us. But in the meantime, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Folks, we'll see you back here next week with another edition of Box Office Breakdown. Until then, go see Black Panther.
Get out.
Eat those popcorn. Eat
Go
those smoke
see
duds.
195.
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network. We would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.